Joe Hopkins here, and today I'm talking about the title says the most popular budget guitar brands, right? What this is well, yeah, the most popular, but the ones with the craziest followings, right? The most popular and just the most obsessed fans of a guitar brand. I'm going to start, I've got two, my top two of these. I'm going to talk about number two first, but let me tell you, I've been doing this budget guitar thing for years now. And I'm on the Facebook pages and the groups and the forums and, I follow all this stuff. And I've found that some brands just attract a really crazy audience, like really obsessive. And it's almost like a fetish, man. It's like kink or something for some of these people, and that's a good thing. It's guitar kink. Wait, there's a brand called Guitar Fetish, a website, but they're not at the top of the list. I'd say number two, one of the ones that's like that, Harley Benton. This is a Harley Benton guitar, and I've found that they're really excellent guitars. Now, there are a lot of budget guitar brands that have really good guitars, but Harley Benton has a hell of a following. They really do. Quite a number of Facebook groups and forums, and a lot of people are really into the Harley Benton guitars, even as the shipping got higher. So fewer people were ordering them because of how high the shipping was, right? But the people who are into Harley Benton guitars still are. They have quite a following. Now, it seems like every guitar brand has a following to some degree or another. But the Harley Benton fans, we're talking about budget guitar brands, not Gibson, Fender, Schecter, Ibanez. They're all great, but ones that specifically sell budget branded guitars. And Harley Benton has quite the following. And they are very popular, and for good reason. They're really good guitars. And their quality control is fairly decent. I mean, the factories that make these, maybe you get some lemons out of the factory, but then it goes to Thomann Music in Germany. And if it really is crap, they're going to see it and not sell it, or sell it as a B stock, or, at a reduced rate if there's something wrong with it. So you get a measure of quality control with Harley Benton, which is really good. You don't really get lemons, right? Every now and then. But most of their stuff is really, really good stuff. And they have just one hell of a following. I'd say of all of them, Harley Benton probably has the biggest following. But then there's the other brand. This one is number one. Like I said, I think Harley Benton might be overall more popular. Maybe. But it's got to be close. Which is weird because it's a smaller brand. And that's Firefly. This is my Firefly FFLP. The reason why I wanted to talk about Firefly has got to have some of the craziest fans I've ever seen. The most obsessed. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. A lot of Firefly fans watch my channel, and good on you guys. It's great to have something that you're that passionate about. Whether you want to call it crazy, obsessed, or passionate, it's there. And there's nothing wrong with it. At all. But y'all Firefly fans, my God, there is a lot of you guys that just insist on collecting every last guitar they come out with, or at least every style. Like there are people out there that own at least one of every type of guitar Firefly has ever put out, and in each version of it. Like, they come out with a new model. Some of my most popular videos aren't just the ones where I review the guitar I have, but some of my most popular ones are the ones where I just talk about Firefly guitars or announce that they just had new models come out. Because people are always on the lookout for their new models, and those models sell out fast. Surprisingly fast. Some of them are on there for a good while, but certain ones, they're just, boom, they're gone. I got a snap. There we go. Boom, they're gone. They're gone like now. Right? And that's because Firefly fans, a lot of them are quite obsessed, passionate, however you want to put it. They're quite whatever with their guitars. Now, I gotta say, the forums and the Facebook groups for Firefly guitars are really, really vibrant. These guys are really into it, more than any other guitar brand I've seen. I think it's part of what makes me think that these are going to be collector's items someday. Because there have been budget guitar brands in the past, right? The 60s were full of them. And some of the ones that had the most vibrant fan bases, the most vocal fans, ended up becoming collector's items. I think Fireflies, especially these early ones, like this isn't like super early, but I bought this a couple years ago. It's before all the newer stuff they've been doing with the frets and all that. I think these are going to be worth some money someday. I could be wrong, but that's just what I think because of how passionate and vibrant the fan base is about them. Now, one thing I could tell you, some things that are different, Firefly does not have the customer service that Harley Benton does. Plain and simple, you go to the customer service, if you have a problem with a Firefly, they're not getting back to you. Their customer service is terrible. My Firefly is great, and a lot of people's are, but a lot of people's aren't. I've heard a lot of really bad horror stories of these guitars because they do not have the quality control that a company like Thomann that sells Harley Benton does. They just don't. They're a smaller company, and you're not going to get the same service, you're not going to get the same quality control. But these are excellent guitars at a very cheap price when you get a good one. The Harley Benton costs more, and shipping is more, but there is customer service and there is quality control. But I can tell you the Fireflies have just an obsessive fan base like none I've ever seen. And I do like the Firefly guitars. I love mine. I want to buy some more of these, to be honest with you. I want to buy some more from Firefly. I'm thinking, when I have the money, that's a company I might look at buying something else from. Because this guitar is great. It really is. It did require a little bit of setup on my part. And then I had to change the setup because I went to like 7-gauge strings. So that kind of changes a few things. So I've had to fiddle with it. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. It was still pretty good out of the box. When you get a good one, it's excellent. For the few people out there, and I've heard the stories, I've had comments on my page about it. For those of you out there, the few of you that get the real lemons, get the bad ones from Firefly, that sucks. Sorry about that, man. I feel for you. That's part of why they're as cheap as they are. I think there just is a lack of quality control. That tends not to happen with companies like Xavier or Harley Benton. But those cost a little bit more. Not a lot more, but a little bit more. It's like if you want it to be guaranteed good out of the box, I guess get a Harley Benton or get an Xavier or a Slick or something like that. But these Fireflies do have an incredible fan base. They really seem to be very collectible. People are really into collecting them. And the people that are into collecting them seem to want to have all of them. To the point where I've seen that when a version goes out of stock, it's on eBay for like 3 or 4 times what it cost from Firefly. And people are buying them at those ridiculous prices. Guys, please don't pay $600 for a $200 guitar. Please. That's just nuts. I mean, even if they claim it's set up really well, dude, you could buy this for $250 is what they get. When I bought mine, it was $200. Now these are like $240, $250, but you could buy it for $250 and spend $70 or $80 having a luthier do a setup on it or a guitar tech do a setup on it. Don't pay $600, please. Please stay off of eBay, guys. It's at Guitar's Garden. In fact, just to help you guys out, I'm going to put a link to where they sell Firefly guitars, Guitar's Garden, and to Thomann.com where they sell Harley Bentons. especially the Fireflies. Please go to their website. Don't spend all that money on eBay. People do. It's nuts. It's a ripoff. But I do appreciate the obsessiveness of the Firefly fans. You guys are awesome. You guys are what every brand, every manufacturer wants to have. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. These are the two most popular budget guitar brands from what I've found. I don't know what, numbers as far as sales go, but I do see what's going on the Facebook groups and the forums and things like that. And these are the two that seem to have the most Facebook groups, the most pages, the most forums about them, the most obsessive fans, but especially Firefly. I love the lunatic fringe that digs these guitars. Anyway, that's my video. You should subscribe to my channel because I'm going to do more videos like this and other stuff too. And you should watch my videos here. Right at the end, there's some playlists come up. I got reviews where I review this and many other guitars. You can just go through the playlist and see if I review a guitar that you're interested in or a brand that you like. And, I got some songs on there. Check them out. I play many of my guitars in those songs. And, I love you guys. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.